Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Cutthroat, Mouth Full of Blood episode of Slasher Collection Revealed. I'm your host, HorrorJunkies509, and I figure we'll pick up right where we left off, you guys, with the Slasher Collection video we were doing last time. Maybe I'll be able to get through some more this time, but you know me, I'll get talking about something, so let's keep on keeping on. As you can see, this is what we all did last time, so I still got a ways to go. We got to fill that whole spot up. So let's keep rocking and rolling. Alright, so we're right where we left off. This is the next one in line. He Knows You're Alone. This is one of those movies that actually has someone that we actually will recognize. You believe it or not, Tom Hanks has a spot in this movie. Picture of him right there. We all know Tom Hanks. But that's a good thing about these slasher movies. It gives a platform for these guys to launch off from. You never knew when you looked at him here he was going to be on a deserted island. So, but this is a good movie, kind of about women getting killed before their wedding day. It's about kind of like a wedding slasher, so something always interesting. Moving on to the next one, Hell Night. This is another sorority type movie. Always a good one. Linda Blair. I don't really know her, but I mean some people know her. Name on top, so I figured she's probably a big deal. But yeah, this is another good one. If you're into those sorority killer movies, that's definitely one to pick up. It's a fun one. One movie I have not revisited in a while, so I'm probably don't have much to say about this one, but it's a good one. House by the Cemetery. This one's had a bunch of different cover art, but I figured this one was the coolest. Sorry about that glare. That's going to be annoying. But we'll keep on keeping on anyway. Yeah, but this one's kind of family buys a house by the cemetery. I really hope I didn't give anything away there, but find out there's kind of a creature in the basement. Yeah, good stuff. Hopefully that wasn't a spoiler, and if it was, my bad. Try not to do too many spoilers. Alright, kind of the granddaddy of them all when it comes to sorority slashers. The House on Sorority Row. This is just an utter classic. I mean, once you get into, if you guys end up getting into slasher movies after this, or you guys already are, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's tons of these sorority slashers with guys, clubs, whatever the heck they're called. I didn't go to college, whatever. Yeah, so there's tons of them, so you'll be hearing that a lot. Kind of a recent buy. I've only watched it once, but I loved this movie. It's like just kept hearing good things about it. It's called Humongous. Kind of a creature feature slasher movie. It's kind of a creature killer. But man, you can't help it when it's just a beast. Like it's unstoppable. So that's always a good thing. All right, guys, moving on. Another Blue Underground. If you guys remember from the first episode, Blue Underground, you guys are hearing that a lot. So this one's called Inferno. Movie I really, really need to revisit for me to be helpful in any way, shape, or form. But hopefully, with my new show coming out on this channel, we'll be able to do that. I'll kind of cut off here. I named it this week, so we're probably going to be calling it the Gory Details. The Gore Details. That's what we're going with. Kind of working on a little logo, whether that'll be done or not. Hopefully, we'll have our first episode out this weekend. Trying to get my buddy on the ball here, so fingers crossed, guys. We'll get it going. All right. Kind of another sorority one. It kind of takes part in it. This is a great movie. I freaking heard about it. I went and bought it immediately, and I loved it. It's called Initiation. This is probably the first slasher movie I got that took place in a mall, and yeah, I like that. I like the setting in a mall. It's actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I was into it. Ooh, I don't know if you guys know the name Sam Raimi. He's the guy who did the original Evil Dead, and then those 3 Spider-Man movies that weren't so good. But hey, if he stays to horror, he's good. This one's called Intruder. Setting is in a convenience store, kind of a grocery store. First, not very many of the slashers like that, but this is awesome. It's got a cameo by the man himself, Bruce Campbell. Awesome. I love Bruce Campbell. Huge fan. Keep moving on. Double feature for this one, but they're both really great movies. I got Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. Kind of more modern slashers, but definitely these are great. If you haven't checked them out, give them a look-see. Third one looks like it is going to get the green light to go ahead and it's coming out. So hopefully we'll see that soon. I mean, I'm definitely into for the creeper to return. This is one that's in the woods. And if you remember from last episode, I love slasher movies in the woods. It's one of my favorite settings. And this one's called Just Before Dawn. A lot of good things you hear about this movie. It's a great one, so you can't really go wrong with it. Yeah, I don't really know any of these people on top, so we'll keep on keeping on. That's alright. As you can see, another Fright Rack shirt today, Friday the 13th Part 4. Got more majority of Friday the 13th shirts, but I'm going to try and even that out, but their shirts are kind of expensive, so we'll see how that goes. Alright guys, another newer buy for me. Watched this one probably at least twice now. Going with it, it's a slasher movie called Killer Party. Kind of a slasher slash possession movie, I'm going to say. A little different, but definitely not a bad concept. I would definitely recommend that one. Ooh, this is a new modern day slasher. Probably one of the a better one that I would say. Laid to Rest, the killer's chrome skull, where it's this mask right here. He records all his killings. These knives that he carries around. This is just a great movie. I hope they do more because I think he's got potential. And as well, Chrome Skull, Laid to Rest 2, as well, another great one. My favorite chick actress, I'm gonna say actress, Scream Queen Danielle Harris is in this movie. She's the little girl from Halloween 4 and 5. She's all grown up and still doing horror movies, and man, she's pretty. I like her. She's a great actress. She's in the new Halloween series by Rob Zombie. She's in Hatchet. She's doing great. She's a great actress. This one, I don't know. One I'm definitely going to need to revisit. The first time I watched it, I couldn't stand this movie. It's called The Legend of the Psychotic Forest Ranger, which, you know, all in all, it sounds great. Like, you know, they're in the forest, there's a guy that's going crazy and killing him. There's something in the end that happens that I couldn't forgive. I need to watch it again and kind of do my basis on that, because I can't just go off one viewing. So I'll get back to you on that one maybe someday. Camp. Here's a campy one. I got another one from the camp, and this one's awesome. One I kind of just saw one day at my video store, picked it up, loved it ever since. Madman. Killer Madman Mars. You say his name too loud, he'll come get you and kill you. Kind of Friday 13th-esque, but you know, they all got their own way to stand on their own 2 feet. They're not all similar, completely similar. They got their differences, man. But Madman Mars definitely one to pick up if you are interested. Just recently found out something new about this movie. It's called Malevolence. Kind of another movie I kind of just picked up. The case is super cool. It's kind of see-through. Got some blood scratches on it. But I just recently found out this movie has, I believe it's a prequel. I think it's called Bereavement. I know I've seen that movie on the shelves, but I did not realize it was a prequel to it. So I'm really stoked to pick that up. Classic. It's a Blue Underground, but this is the classic of classic movies. This is probably a top slasher movie for a lot of people. I love this movie, and I can't say a bad thing about it, honestly. It's called Maniac. My favorite makeup artist it does this movie. His name is Tom Savini. He did the original Friday 13th and Friday 13th Part 4. He's done tons of stuff, and hopefully I'll remember to mention that each movie we do, because that guy's a master. Oh, his makeup effects, even for his time, is just amazing. Then the remake of Maniac. If you remember what I said last episode, I am very picky about my remakes that I like, that I pick up, that I watch. This one, even though it's Elijah Wood, this was an incredible movie. Like, I was shocked. When it ended, I was like, I had to make sure I didn't fall asleep through the whole thing and imagine the whole thing. But that's a great one. Alright, a little bit more morbid of a movie, but it's the original horror classic, Mother's Day. Picked this one up, kind of a blind buy, but man, this is a sick movie, and it's great. You can't go wrong with stuff like this. I mean, it says, my favorite horror film by Eli Roth. If you're in the horror world, you know who I'm talking about. So that's kind of a big thing to say on there. Next, Mountaintop Motel Massacre. This is a movie I've always kind of seen the cover to and thought it looked good, but the ratings just didn't match up. So finally, I went ahead and bought it, got a really good deal on it, and I watched it, and this is a great movie. I love movies in hotels as well. So, Mountaintop Motel Massacre. There's too many M's in there. Whew. So that's another one. I can't give up. Kind of a bootleg copy of this movie right now, from what I can tell. It's got a Blu-ray release coming out. I'm really stoked about that. But The Mutilator. This probably has one of the coolest taglines on it, but of course my copy doesn't have it on there, so I'm not being very helpful right now, am I? But this is kind of a low-budget slasher movie, but it's one that's always up there because it's just so good. Maybe I'll fill you guys in on an update when I get the Blu-ray copy. It'll probably say it on there. Ooh, you cannot have a slasher collection without this movie because it's just awesome and it's such a classic. My Bloody Valentine, the original. This movie has such great atmosphere. The killer is amazing. It's a little coal miner look, and it's just so great, man. You don't get movies like this all the time. It's got a remake. I had it, watched it. I hated it, but I keep hearing people say such good things about it. I think I need to give it another chance because I wasn't willing to give it another chance because it was a remake. So I figured I knew what I was talking about. But one I definitely need to give another chance. This is a blind buy. Because it says Blue Underground on it, I bought it. And this is called The New York Ripper. This movie is incredible. The thing I will never forget about this movie is the killer kind of calls his victims before he kills them, and he talks to them like a duck. Yeah, I didn't stutter, like a duck. So it's definitely one of the more weirder ones, but man, it's so good. I can't even. You got to look past stuff like that if you think it's gonna ruin your time. I hope it doesn't, but it is what it is. Next up, the 30th anniversary edition. So this is one of the video nasties of back in the day, and this is probably what I've heard is one of the only good ones. This one's called Nightmare. This is a pretty trippy movie. Kid sees his mom doing naughty stuff, kills her, ends up being psycho and getting away and killing people. You know, good old slasher stuff. Another recent buy for me. This is a good one. This is the first one I got where the killer is dressed up like a biker. It's got the helmet down, all leather. It's really cool. I enjoy this movie. It's called Night School. Definitely one I definitely enjoy. Definitely one I'd recommend. Totally. Alright, keep on with the Blue Undergrounds. This one's called Opera. You know, I'm trying to think if this one actually is a slasher, but I mean, I'll keep it there for now. I gotta revisit it. I'll be revisiting at some point in the gory details at some point, so we're gonna see all these again. Oh, this is one my buddy actually picked up a long time ago, and I watched it, loved it, and I always wanted to buy a copy of it, but it was never around, so I was tempted to buy his. I'll ask him about it, but it's called Pieces, and this has got a great tagline. You don't have to go to Texas for a chainsaw massacre. And this is released by Grindhouse. This is a classic, so I'm glad I got my own copy now, so I don't have to bug my friend about it. This is one movie I kept hearing about, and this was just going for stupid money. So I just rolled the dice one day on eBay, got it. It's called Popcorn. This movie is a slasher movie taking place in a movie theater. They're kind of having like 3 or 4, I think it's like 4 showings of all these different movies. And they find one that they weren't originally going to show, but they show it because it's creepy, and people start getting offed by, I believe, the guy who did the movie. Classic. Alright, here we go. Sorry guys, iPad weirded out on me real quick, but this is the last movie I'm doing. Like I said, it's classic. Prom Night with Jamie Lee Curtis. This movie is great. Movie about people getting offed on prom night, and Jamie Lee Curtis is always being the scream queen she is. But I just wanted to say a few things, you guys. Like I said, I want to get my first the gory details out this weekend, and I'm always buying new slashers, you guys. I'm not going to add them into these videos. I might start doing updates for you guys so you can see my collection grow, because the movies I'm showing you right now are the ones I've had for a while, so I'm going to try and do some updates with you guys. So, thanks you guys for watching. This is the HorrorJunkie509. Thanks you guys for watching. You guys have a good one.